Are you a friend of Dorothy? Back in the 1950s, this simple question was a secret code that allowed LGBTQ people to recognize each other in a world where their existence was criminalized. The US Navy even spent years searching for this mysterious woman, but they never found her. Because Dorothy never really existed. She was everywhere we need her to be. Now, Swiss artist Vincent Conge invites us into the House of Dorothy, an imagined home inspired by real histories and memories, where LGBTQ communities have gathered, resisted, and survived. Like many queer spaces throughout history, Dorothy's house isn't easy to find. There are no rainbow flags, just a single light bulb hanging there. We must cross through a narrow tunnel to enter. Just like countless squares once did, to access safe and hidden spaces. Walking into Dorothy's living room feels like stepping into your grandma's apartment. The aesthetic honors gay icon Judy Garland, who would be 100 years old today. Judy Garland's character Dorothy in Wizard of Oz embraced the odd, the different, and the fabulous. So the name Dorothy always evokes a feeling of love and care. Well, the anachronistic details in the room blur the timeline, which remind us queer issues aren't confined to the past. They live on, here, and now. The dancing house celebrates ballroom culture, born in New York's Black and Latinx LGBTQ communities in the late 1960s. Here, queer and trans people could express themselves freely through artistic performance and dance, like voguing. The houses, led by their chosen families, provided guidance and emotional support to those who were abandoned by their biological families and rejected by society.
No home at all.
My name is Angie Extravaganza, and I am the mother of the House of Extravaganza.
A single dried sausage memorialized the Commando Saucisson, a group of lesbians who used dry sausages as weapons to disrupt an anti-abortion lecture in Paris in 1971. It may sound absurd, even funny, but it worked it. The sausages became a parody of power, mocking police batons on one hand and phallic symbols on the other. There's a vacuum cleaner filled with glitter. Looks like it just cleaned it up after last night's party. It's a nod to the iconic pop culture moment, Freddie Mercury in drag in Queen's I Want to Break Free music video.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you.
A picnic usually means relaxing outdoors with food and friends. But here, the picnic room explores what it means to be queer in public. Pride mixed with shame, the desire to be seen versus the fear of judgment, and the urge to hide while longing to belong. Inspired by Theatron Club, one of the largest gay nightclubs in Latin America, this room is transformed into a public square, which gives people a space to express their sexuality when real public spaces didn't allow it. One of the real-life references here is the Coppelia ice cream parlor, a covert meeting place for queers in Cuba in the 1970s. And ordering strawberry ice cream became a subtle signal of identity. Another real reference is the bushes in the Tuileries Garden in Paris. It was a popular cruising spot for queers once, but it was torn down in 2024. Just before the Olympics. It has been turned into small moving sculptures. It's a quiet protest against how gentrification erases both nature and marginalized communities. The file cabinet in Dorothy's office recalls the 1980s US Navy investigation into Dorothy. The corset binding the cabinet sells its content like forbidden archives. It protects our friends from the violence of paranoia, surveillance, and labeling. Well, queers has long been watched and policed. But here, the house watches back. A screen live streams the exterior, reversing the gaze. Just like parents mark children's growth on the wall, Dorothy's house honors those who helped shape queer history. Marshall P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, Harvey Milk, these are the house's chosen ancestors. They made it possible for us to live more freely. In this bathroom, the drying racks mimic Geneva's public transport poles. The acronym TPG, Transport Public Genevois, becomes a pun, Transpédiguin, a slur proudly reclaimed by French-speaking queer communities. The swimsuits hanging on the racks honor Italy's first public protest led by trans women. On July 4, 1980, 15 trans women staged a protest by removing their tops at Lido di Milano, a public swimming pool. The law didn't recognize them as women, so they were only briefs, just like men. This protest challenged the hypocrisy of the system that policed their bodies while denying their identity. Public restrooms have long been both battlegrounds and meeting places for LGBTQ community. Through a concealed entrance to a hidden exit behind an ordinary public restroom, the house offers space for queers to transform themselves into whoever they want or need to be in this heteronormative world. Before you leave, don't forget to grab a poster. On the back, you'll find Dorothy's Goose Game, a queer history board game you can play with friends. It's inspired by the Milanese Goose Game in Babylonia magazine in 1982. The game lets you revisit the exhibition and keep exploring more stories, one square at a time. The House of Dorothy isn't just an exhibition, it's a time capsule, a tribute, a love letter to all friends of Dorothy, those who lived, loved, and fought in the shadows. So, let me ask you again, are you a friend of Dorothy? Whatever your answer is, come experience this history, understand these stories, and maybe become part of this ongoing conversation. Okay, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and share with your friend. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye!